My name is Madison Atkins.
I'm Peyton Yates.
I'm Jameson Royer.
And we have the kingdom fungi.
Some characteristics about the fungi is that it's a eukaryotic and heterotrophic organism. Gosh, I'm so sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay,
I'm Madison Atkins.
I'm Peyton Yates.
I'm Jameson Royer.
And we had the kingdom fungi.
Some characteristics about the fungi is that it's a eukaryotic and heterotrophic organism. It may be unicellular or multicellular. It lacks chlorophyll and cannot perform photosynthesis. It stores food in a form of starch. The nuclei of the fungi is very small, and the fungi develops from spores. It produces pheromones, which leads to sexual reproduction. It's also sexual and asexual reproduction, which is both possible.
So the three important subgroups that we talked about are zygomites, sac fungi, and club fungi. I don't think I'm saying that right. Well, it's okay. Zygomycetes. Yep,
Right.
zygomycota. There we go. Also called zygomycota. They live mostly on decaying organic material. They produce sexually and asexually. When they produce sexually, they use zygospores, and asexually with the spores. They form pretty quickly, but they don't live very long. And some examples of zygomycota are black bread mold. It can be found in insect guts when insects eat it, found in rodent poop when they eat the fungi, and it survives on the poop. And it's found in soil, which is how the rodents and the insects get it. The second important subgroup is sac fungi. Their technical name is Ascomycota, but they're called sac fungi for the structure of their sexual reproduction sacs. Ascus. They are the largest phylum of fungi. They can again produce sexually and asexually with spores. They live mostly on decaying matter, and they are yeasts, like for bread and alcohol. They are found in the fermentation process for wine. They are found on grapes for grape mildew, in truffles and morels, which are used in cooking. And they are also featured in Last of Us as cordyceps, or the zombie ant fungus, which is what takes over the zombies, the cordyceps. I thought it was pretty cool. These two don't, but and our last phylum is club fungi, also called Basidomycota. They are characterized by their club-like reproductive organ called basidia. They reproduce sexually with the basidia, asexually with spores, and they can be identified by the gill structures, like on the bottom of mushrooms, and that's where the clubs will form, or on those gills. This category of fungi makes up the majority of our edible fungi, like mushrooms. And then another kind of club fungi that we talked about in class were the puffballs and shelf fungi. Evolutionary history is a little rocky for fungi. They were very recently discovered and classified separately from plants, and they were classified as their own kingdom in 1969 by Robert Whitaker. They were historically believed to be more like plants, but they're actually closer relatives to animals. However, they're still studied a lot of times in like botany classes as plants, or similarly to plants, but they are closer to animals than plants. They've gone back and forth between unicellular and multicellular. As you said before in the characteristics, they can be both. The unicellular version is yeast. But as far as the far back evolutionary history, again, we don't know a lot because the fungi is somewhat fleshy and very soft, which makes it hard to preserve. And we don't have a large fossil record. Most of the fossils found were found within animals that had eaten the fungi, and had been preserved within the animals. They are believed to have evolved in water and then moved to the land, but the fossils we have found have been largely on land. And we know that they're about 1 billion years old, and we see large booms of fungi in the fossil record and in general around mass extinctions, like around the dinosaur mass extinction 65 million years ago. There's a boom in fungi because of the presence of decaying organic matter.
So what makes fungi so important to the illogical is that fungi acts as parasites or decomposers when breaking down and digesting organic matter. They release nutrients back into the ecosystem, and the cycle will repeat itself. It plays a key role in the nutrient cycling. It's one of the only groups of organisms that can break down wood. Fungi feeds on nutrients such as glucose, carbon, and nitrogen. They obtain it by digesting their food externally and then absorbing it. They're eaten by deer, small mammals like squirrels and rodents, birds, turtles, and insects. In the winter, when the food needs of wildlife are crucial, mushrooms are particularly important, especially to the white-tailed deer.
So some topics of interest are fungi plays a major role in recycling the dead and decayed matter. When it comes to food, the mushroom species are edible and are used as food by humans. And there are many fungi that are used to produce antibiotics and to control diseases in human and animals. Penicillin antibiotics is derived from common fungus called Penicillium. For biocontrol agents, fungi are involved in exploiting insects, other small worms, and are helped in controlling pests. Spores of fungi are used as spray on crops. So the picture in the top right corner is of spores. And then food spoilage. Fungi plays a major role in recycling organic material and are also responsible for major spoilage and economic losses of stored food. And fungi can live outdoors in soil and on plants, indoor surfaces, in the air, or even on people's skin and inside the body. So it is estimated that 90% of plants rely on fungi to live, and that 93% of the world's fungal species are yet to even be discovered yet. Fungi are not plants or animals. They belong to their own group called a kingdom. Fungi has been around for millions of years, even before dinosaurs, and you can find fungi everywhere. The Arctic, the tropics, the deserts, in oceans, rivers, in your house, and in your body. The end.
Fun, guys. Let's go. Do you want to do it one more time and have 2 recordings case, or do you just want to be done?
It's up to you. I do think we were a little bit short on time, so it depends on how you guys feel about that.
Oh, I'm still recording actively.